Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. So in today's audio, I thought I would talk about some things that happen a lot or that I get asked a lot about, and I think could be beneficial for a lot of people. And the first thing I'm going to be talking about is something that, I often get asked about, and that is when people want to do spell work on an ex with whom they haven't have had any contact for over a year and don't know what's happening with them. So, time does matter. If you broke up with your ex a while ago, it doesn't really make a difference if you are still sometimes in contact or, there's something there that, we can work on. But if there has been absolutely no communication or you have been blocked for years, then it's a hard situation basically, and it's not necessarily impossible, but in a lot of cases, majority of the cases, it's going to be quite impossible. So what I mean is that if that's the situation you're in, and some of you, some of the people that have been messaging me are, what I recommend is doing a reading, definitely, before doing any work, because we want to check if your ex has moved on. And by moved on, this is what I mean. I mean moved on from you. I don't necessarily mean whether they're in another relationship, because your ex can be seeing somebody and still thinking about you and missing you and loving you. Or they can be single and be totally over you. So their relationship status doesn't really matter. What matters is whether they still have some emotions or some attraction or anything left, really, if they're still sort of interested, if there's some kind of energetic bond. So that is what we're looking for. And if there's not, the chances of your spell work to work are extremely low. They do exist, yes, they do, because nothing is impossible, but it would take a bunch of spells, a bunch of time, and still may not work. So, in those situations, I will not recommend going through with it because I don't think it's very ideal for anyone. Um, so this is why I recommend doing a reading before, just to see what's going on, because basically you have no idea what's going on. Okay. Now, I had a quite a bizarre question today. Somebody, well, wasn't really a question. Somebody said that a tarot reader told them that everybody born on a certain date, which they are, will be extremely unlucky this year. So it's going to be a horrible, horrible year for everybody born on that date. These kind of things are not true, clearly. Not true. Don't believe them. Um, yeah, not true. Don't be afraid of it. Don't make it a self-fulfilling prophecy, and just understand that it's not possible. Okay, moving on. Sorry, going on, moving on. We always have the topic of, am I hexed? Am I cursed? Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, first of all, if somebody online tells you, hey, you are hexed, let me remove that hex, they're lying. Don't believe them. Don't give them your money. Um, and don't be don't be afraid, because when somebody tells you something that scary, you may again just live in fear and get really scared. I know it's not probably pleasant to hear something like that, but trust me, you're not. Now, let's talk about hexes and curses. When people ask me this, in majority of the cases, the answer is no. Very rarely it will be a yes, but sometimes, of course, it will be a yes because it's possible. Absolutely. However, for somebody to hex you, they would either need to pay somebody else, which would cost a lot of money, and you would really have to be very important to that person to spend a lot of money on you. And they would really need to hate you quite a lot. To do it themselves, it would take a lot of energy. So, again, same thing. You would have to be very important, and they would really need to hate you. Um, so, there's that. Then hexes and curses don't always work, just like spells don't always work. So there is that. Some people are naturally protected for various reasons. I think I covered them in some audios, so I'm not going to get into it right now, but there's that. And let's talk about, some of the symptoms of hexes and curses. So it's going to depend a lot on what kind it is, clearly. But some of the very common symptoms would be like horrible nightmares and feeling just ill all the time, not actually being physically sick, but feeling sick, and being drained of energy, and just some weird stuff happening, some bad stuff happening. And then again, all of these symptoms can also be just a period of bad luck or something else. So it's not a clear sign, is what I'm saying. And very often, people will just be in a period of bad luck and they're gonna think they are hexed or cursed, or maybe they're just gonna be so deep in victim mentality that all the areas of their life are gonna start crashing down. So, most likely it will not be a hex or a curse, but sometimes, yeah, it can be. So, I think I basically covered everything I wanted. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So, guys, I hope this was helpful, and I'm gonna see you hopefully tomorrow or the day after. I don't know, but have a lovely weekend in advance, and bye.